AVC, back for some more stuff. Some more video of audio stuff. Vinyl, to be specific. This is some recent vinyl that I picked up this past weekend. Most of it, I think, was. So, first thing I want to show, I'll take it out of plastic, maybe it won't be such a glare. This is Lizzie Borden, Menace to Society. And obviously this one, I don't think I ever had this one, even on cassette. So I used to listen to them a lot when I was in high school. I was one of the few people that actually knew who Lizzie Borden was. You know, and they came and went like most bands from the 80s, most metal bands. This is on Enigma, which was also the same label that Stryper was on. This also has the insert for Metal Blade. It has the t-shirts and stuff. Actually, there's another insert in here too. I think it's just a duplicate. Nope, this is a Lizzie Borden. This is for the Murderous Metal Roadshow VHS, which I actually used to have that too. And here's the Lizzie Borden t-shirts on the back. So yeah, this one has, let me get it back together here. This one has Bloody Mary and Love Kills, I think those two, and maybe Ultraviolence was on the live album that was on that insert there. So if I ever see that, I'll be snatching it up, because, you know, it's a nostalgia thing. Plus, you know, when you get one of a group, at least the way I am, I feel like I have to have all the stuff. So that's just me being obsessed. This one I'm pretty sure I didn't have in the collection. Judas Priest, Defenders of the Faith. This had just recently come out on a deluxe CD edition. And I don't know if it was a deluxe vinyl reissue or not, but either way, I think the CD version, the deluxe one, I think it just had a second disc of live material from that era. I'm not saying that that isn't good, but, you know, I haven't picked it up yet. I'm sort of surprised that I haven't. You know, this one has some of my favorite Judas Priest songs. Free Will Burning is like one of my favorite ones. Rock Hard Ride Free is a good one. Some Heads Are Gonna Roll. Love Bites. I mean, every song on here is a classic, you know, by standards nowadays. A lot of people like the earlier Judas Priest, but that's like one of their heaviest albums, aside from Painkiller and Screaming for Vengeance. Anyway, this is another one I didn't have in the collection, Turbo. And this is a good album. I mean, it's definitely 80s influenced for sure. I mean, it had the hit song Turbo Lover on it, and the video for that, and Locked In was also a video. At the time, I didn't think twice about it, you know, being heavy or not, being, you know, keyboard laden or not. I mean, now it's obvious that it really was. You know, they departed quite a bit from what they were doing on Defenders of the Faith previous to that. But, you know, I think every band in the 80s sort of dabbled with that, at least on one album, if not several. And it was to be more commercial, to get a, you know, a bigger audience and stuff. So, you know, I mean, the record labels had a lot of power back then, so you sort of did what your bosses told you to do. They were footing the bill. This one I was really super glad to get. Sad Wings of Destiny. This is their, I'm pretty sure this is their first Northern America release. I might be wrong about that, as far as full length. Anyway, I didn't have it. And that was enough reason to, you know, I've seen this over the years, a couple places. My girlfriend picked this up before I did, which seems to be the going thing with us. And I had seen it the weekend before last and didn't have enough money to get it all, so I put it back, and I was lucky enough that it was still there when I went back. This is another one that I'd put back that was still there. Whitesnake, Slip of the Tongue. And I had never owned this on cassette when it was originally out. or CD for that matter, because this was like one of their last good albums. Some people would even say that this is not a good album. This is when Steve Vai was on guitar. I mean, it had a few singles, a few hits, but you know, at this point, pretty much all quote-unquote metal, and by this point, in the late 80s, had been sort of, you know, homogenized and sanitized, and you know, they found the formula of what worked, and they were pushing it. I mean, you know, meaning record companies were pushing it in that direction. You know, you have to have the hit single, and you have to look a certain way and sound a certain way. So this was a Whitesnake album that I'd seen a million times and kept passing it up. The live one, this is Alive in the Heart of the City. And once again, my girlfriend got this before I did, and she got the double album. It has like it's just a regular sleeve. Hers has a double album. It has this album on the first disc, and the second one is live from I'm not sure where. She can tell you about that. Also, this is another Whitesnake that I pretty sure I didn't have on vinyl. Saints and Sinners. So, you know, when I see it, it's the best time to pick it up. And this is just the regular white sleeve on Geffen. A lot of early Whitesnake, you know, if you're not familiar with early Whitesnake and you don't appreciate the stuff you've heard, you might want to go back and check out the early stuff, because it's a lot more blues oriented. It's almost Deep Purple-ish in a way, because a lot of the members of Deep Purple were on it. Here's another one. Come and Get It is the name of this one. And let's see, this is a different one than I was thinking it was, but I don't think I had this one on vinyl either. This has John Lord is on keyboards and Ian Pacey on drums, so that's two members of Deep Purple right there. And this is just the regular. It's on Mirage, regular sleeve. So yeah, I can't say that I've completed my Whitesnake, but if I haven't, I'm like really close. I think I'm only missing like maybe one or two of the early stuff. And here's another one that I didn't have, QR3, Quiet Riot. This was also an album similar to what I was saying about some of the later Whitesnake. You know, they were just basically going through the motions, like a lot of bands. You know, until the early 90s, this music was pretty much, and I'm not saying it isn't good, I mean, I like all of it, but it was just, you know, it was just going through the motions, and they were, I mean, this had a few singles on it. It had The Wild and the Young was the first video. If you look that up on YouTube and watch it, it's just hilarious. But they used to play that to death on MTV. They had a rock and metal half an hour or something they called it, and Twilight Hotel was the other one, which is another ridiculous video. But you know, what can you expect from, let's see, this came out in I don't see a year, probably right here it is, in '86. So it wasn't as late as I thought it was, but I think the Whitesnake was later. This one, my girlfriend swears that I already have 4 copies of, and I think she's thinking of a different Rat album. This was Reach for the Sky. And I'd seen them on this tour back in the day. When we had met Stephen Pearcy a few months ago, I had told him that. I said, yeah, I said, I seen you guys on the Reach for the Sky tour with Kix and Brittany Fox. And I said, that was at Hare Arena in Dayton, Ohio. He goes, yeah, we were so high on that tour. I said, you guys were great. He goes, oh no, man, we were so high. It's like, I thought that was funny, but he did remember it, so you know. And this is an album, I don't think I'd ever seen it previous to buying it. This is TNT, and it has a couple songs on here that I like. This is a sort of an underrated band. I mean, stuff I heard is really good. 10,000 Lovers in One is like, I love that song. Listen to Your Heart was another one that I really like. And there's the sleeve, nothing special. Lyrics on one side. Some Mercury. So found a lot of really good stuff. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people out there would probably disagree that it's not good, but you know, I said it before, I like all kinds of music, and you know, this is one that I used to have on cassette. I used to play it all the time. It's one of his, like some of these other ones, not so good albums in a lot of people's opinions. Alice Cooper, Raise Your Fist and Yell. I actually really like this album. I think it's really good. You know, so bad it's good. That's what I mean. Because, you know, I know what's classic material and what's ridiculous material, and, you know, that's pretty classically ridiculous. And I like it. I like it a lot. You know, but this had, I think there was only one single off of this album. If I can get this back in here, I'll probably tell you what it is. Well, how about if I do this? It's Freedom was the single, and I don't think there was any more videos. But there's song titles on here like Roses on White Lace, Chop Chop Chop, Give the Radio Back. You know, it's classic 80s stuff. But, you know, the cheesy factor is sort of the attraction. Not just because I used to have it on cassette, but it's just so cheesy. You know, how could you not just love it? So anyway, there's my some of my recent pickups in the quote-unquote hair metal, heavy metal, hard rock, metal vein, whatever you want to call it. So if you like it, hit the like button and subscribe to me, and you'll be seeing some more videos, because that's sort of what I've been doing here, and we'll see you in the next video.